Hey all, Andrew here. Welcome to the Onion Buns. So, I really hate people some days. I really do. How they treat their animals tells me everything I need to know about people. So, we have this video. Don't worry, it's got a happy ending. I only show happy videos on Happy Day Wednesday. But we have a deaf dog here who some idiot abandoned him. And this is a story of him being found and rescued. So, enjoy it for what it is.
I happened to see him lying below the telephone pole. I was worried that he wasn't alive. I walked over and he was so still. He looked like he had given up. Sweet boy. I didn't know that he was deaf, obviously. Just when I was about to give up, I saw him breathing. I was like, okay, he's alive, but he's not responding. And his eyes open and he lifted his head up. And I was like, oh, you're awake. And he started to wag his tail. And I was giving him pets. You could tell he was super friendly, really sweet. He kind of resigned to the fact that no one's gonna come. He was sunburned, and we could see his ribs. I eventually was able to pick him up and put him in the car. He was just laying in the funniest positions, totally stretched out. I feel like animals don't act that way unless they feel like they're safe. We got home, gave him some water and food first, and I was like, okay, I can't let him bloat. I can't give him as much water as he probably wants, having been out in the sun for who knows how long. We got him in the local vet down here, checked for a chip. Once we confirmed there was no chip, we did get him registered with a shelter, but we fostered him. He just chilled with us for a couple weeks. And he's like, I'm gonna sleep on the bed with y'all. And we were like, oh, okay, perfect. He wasn't aggressive at all. He just wanted to play. It was honestly the best case scenario. 3 weeks after we found him, he was adopted. I was ecstatic. I was overjoyed because this owner was like, I can really tell that he's gonna be a good fit for my family. The woman who adopted him is amazing. He's doing great. He's healthy, happy. It's honestly like the best feeling and the best ending to this situation possible. He's just a ball of joy and energy and love.
Every animal should be that happy. And every human that abandons an animal, well, let's not go there. So yeah, that I completely agree with her too, that animals don't stretch out like that unless they feel safe. When I got TK, it was during the height of COVID. So I couldn't actually even interact with him because he was locked up in the glass cage. And, you know, because of COVID, you weren't allowed to interact. So I saw him and I'm going to take him. And I adopted him. I took him home. And as soon as he got in my house, he was stretched out in just the stupidest positions on my sofa. Turns out TK was deathly afraid of cats, which the rescue failed to notify me of. So poor Motor had to wait 3 months for TK to come down from that fear, but eventually it worked out, and now they're brothers, bonded brothers through and through. But yeah, it was funny. It was like TK, he'd be right beside me on the sofa, and he'd be stretched out, and his belly and everything, and it was just the funniest positions. But he was so relaxed as soon as he walked into my home, unless Motor came up to him, you know. And Faf, same way, you know. Once Faf got used to my home, it's like he just wants to play and play and play. He's 4 years old, but you know, my opinion is, or my theory I should say, is Faf was abandoned as just after he stopped being a kitten. So I got him, the vet said he was between 3 and 4 years old when I got him, so he was probably on the street for a couple of years. And once he got into my home, well, he tried running into my home, but once he was in my home, all he wanted to do, he reverted to being a kitten. He just wanted to play and play and play and play. That's all he wanted to do, because, you know, he was out on the street for 1 or 2 years and you can't play out there. So great ending to a sad start for that pit bull, but that pit bull looks so happy now. So that's big thumbs up. You know, the fear of animals that some people have is it's absolutely mind-boggling. Like they see especially a bully breed of a dog, and they instantly think the worst. And sometimes, you know, like a dog, a bad owner can turn a good dog into a bad dog, train it the wrong way. But more often than not, this is what you get.
Some lady just stopped and said if I didn't get my dog under control, she was going to call the cops.
These police officers got called over a threatening bulldog. It turns out all they got were licks and cuddles.
I'll do my best.
Oh my God, what a terrifying, mean dog. Oh, the horror, the anguish. My uncle, he would rescue Rottweilers that had been abused and were slated to be euthanized, and he would take them in and he would rehabilitate them and then find them new homes. And he had this one Rottie who had actually bit its owner, and it was slated to be euthanized, and he took this Rottie in. And it's like I've told you before, the minute an animal knows they're out of a dangerous situation and they're safe, they revert to puppyhood. This Rottie, I forget his name now, but he was like probably about 130, 140 pounds of pure muscle, and all he wanted to do was play. The minute you showed up, he'd grab his ball and he'd come bouncing over, and his jowls, and like Rotties have these big jowls, so there's saliva going everywhere, and he'd drop this soggy ball into your lap and he'd just sit there, I'm ready. You know, there was absolutely no aggression whatsoever in him. All that needed to happen was he needed to be removed from a bad owner. This dog obviously has a great owner. The problem is the neighbors. But yeah, so police got cuddles and they got licks. And the terror of that all. Oh no, I really don't get some people. So often you hear people that don't know any better or refuse to know any better saying, they're just dumb animals. They don't know. And yet it's obvious they do know. You can tell. Here's a video. The deer had been rescued. It had really been rehabbed and released. And it keeps coming back to its non-deer family because this is its home now. It knows. It knows this is where it wants to be. So clearly it knows emotionally where it's safe and where it's happy.
We always wanted her to be free and to be running wild on our land, and so we took care of her, and she came back every day and hung out with our dogs and our cats, and just has hung around 11 years and brings her babies back and brings her older babies back from the years previous. We actually got Buttons when she was a baby from some people that believed the mother had been hit by a car and felt that the baby was dehydrated and called us to come get her. We think of her as part of our family, and she has made quite the herd here because we have deer all the time at our house now. We have a very large animal family here. The deer has been around here 11 years, and she shows up almost daily, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day. We have 3 golden retrievers. We also have 3 cats. Buttons gets along with all of our pets. They have all been good friends for several years, their whole lives, in fact. Rabbit and Buttons, you will see videos of them sharing their food together, and they love on each other and they clean each other. And Gibro and Buttons all play together and they clean each other, and he helps clean her babies and take care of her babies and look after her babies. Yeah, they all get along so well. Buttons loves to go hiking with our animals. The cats and the dogs hike with me every day, and if Buttons is home, she just thinks she is one of the dogs and will literally just hike for miles with us. She has so much fun. Some of my favorite things about having Buttons is just been the wonderful things that we have got to experience with our children. Seeing her have babies and seeing those babies have babies, and we all get so excited when Buns is home. Just having the experience of having a deer, it's something that most people don't get to have, and we just have her hanging out in our yard and just playing with our dogs and hiking on the trails with me. I truly know how unique it is, and I cherish every moment of it with her.
So as I said, part of the family. And yeah, those people are so lucky to have that. But, you know, they know. And nobody's ever going to convince me otherwise. Animals know. Hey, so this video, it's just a fox family. Foxes, I don't understand how people kill foxes. I really don't. I've said it before, to me a fox is like a combination of a cat and a dog. And I love it. I just love it. And they're wild animals, so they're going to get into your chicken coop and that if you don't properly secure it. But they're just trying to survive. And they're wild animals, they have families, and that's what this video is. So enjoy. Welcome to parenthood. Poor mama, she just wants to relax and she's got 4 rambunctious kits there and they just want to play. But, they're harming nobody. They're doing their thing. Like I said, I personally would never wear fur, especially nowadays because you can get fake fur and it looks just like the real stuff. So there's no reason, like back in the 1800s, he wore it to keep warm. So it made sense. Nowadays, there's no reason to wear fur. So leave the animals to be animals, their homes are shrinking daily as it is, so let them be them. I've said before and I'll say it again, I love goats. I never realized goats had so much personality, like especially when they're younger. They're just go, and I never realized that. I always thought of, they just sort of stood around and ate stuff. But the little ones especially, they are personality personified. So take a look. Like I said, they're just little bundles of energy. Go, 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 go. Play, 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 play. It's awesome. And that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share is greatly appreciated. And never think for a second I don't appreciate it. I really do. And I thank everyone that likes, subscribes, and shares. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Always feel free to leave a comment. Don't worry, I don't swing my cane too strongly anymore if I dislike your comment. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.